Brooklyn don't sleep. Brooklyn don't ask permission. Brooklyn just move. It was 11:15 when I hit the avenue. The corner store was lit and Mr. Jenkins had his usual brew. A coffee blackie nodded, said, you know what's going through this neighborhood tonight? I said, same thing it always do. I pulled my jacket tight and let the night air fill my chest. The bodega cats were watching from the elevated rest on milk crates. Wise men of the block, they know what's best. It's kept to yourself, spoken sideways, never to confess. I had $15 in a plan that needed funding. The kind of plan that lives between the dreaming and the coming. True, a Brooklyn plan built on something. Nobody gave you every brick of it from nothing. I run these blocks from Flatbush down to Fulton. Nobody questioning the moves I've been consulting. With my own mind, I built this from the bottom. Every dollar that I touched, I never forgot them. I don't sleep, I strategize, I execute, I don't talk, I let the work speak. Absolute respect is earned in Brooklyn. Never giving free. Ask anybody on this block, they'll tell you that's me. I hustle smart, not hard, that's the difference between the ones who made it and the ones who went to prison. Route, I watched enough to learn the lesson. Every shortcut has a final question. Brooklyn after dark, the hustle never waits. Brooklyn after dark, we built behind these gates. Brooklyn after dark, you learn to navigate. Brooklyn after dark, Brooklyn navigates. Examine what they call a hustle. Who defined the term? Is it labeled with our ceiling or the will to never squirm? Beneath the weight of circumstance to study and to learn the architecture of the system. Every twist and turn, they built the city on the concept of the grind and sold it back to what's its virtue. Engineered the mind to equate exhaustion with ambition by design. The ones who rest are lazy, the ones who break are fine. This hustle isn't glamour, it's a daily act of war. It's forgetting who you are and what you're fighting for. The night is just the daytime with the witnesses ignored, and in the dark is where you find out what you're really for. Brooklyn after dark, the hustle never waits. Brooklyn after dark, we built behind these gates. Brooklyn after dark, you learn to navigate. Brooklyn after dark, Brooklyn navigates you. I told the city I was coming, city said we know. I told the block I wasn't leaving, block said then let's go. I told myself the truth at midnight, hardest thing to show. Brooklyn after dark, that's where you learn to grow. That's where you learn to grow. By 3 a.m. the avenue had thinned itself to ghosts. The ones still out was serious, the ones who needed most to get it done. Brooklyn earns its post. I counted what I made, subtracted what I owed, divided what was left by every mile of road I walked this year. Still I carry my own load. The hustle is a mirror, look at what it shows. The face of someone choosing every night that comes and goes. Beyond the walls they're handed, that is what Brooklyn knows. We are the Brooklyn that the postcards never say was anything but beautiful and brutal and amazing. Brooklyn after dark, the hustle never waits. Brooklyn after dark, we built behind these gates. Brooklyn after dark, you learn to navigate. Brooklyn after dark, Brooklyn navigates you. Mr. Jenkins closed at 4. I still had 12 of my $15. The plan survived the night in Brooklyn. That's enough. 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 They shot me 5 times. 5 times. And y'all wonder why I got nothing left to give the East. But this. Yeah. Yeah. I remember Quad Studios, elevator late night. Walked in as a soldier, left bleeding in the street light. 5 shots couldn't stop me. That's West Coast, that's our birthright. Surviving what would kill you, coming back to set it right. Y'all smile when it happened. Industry was quiet. No love from the East when the West was in a riot of blood and politics. The label stayed compliant with silence, and that silence made me more defiant. I built from California concrete, sun and anger. Every record that I dropped was a loaded chamber, aimed at the hypocrisy, the manufactured danger of an industry that crowned y'all kings. Made me a stranger in my own genre. 15 years of West Coast building. NWA cracked the foundation of the ceiling that y'all thought was yours. We were out here revealing the truth that made the boardrooms do their share of kneeling. No love for the East when the West was bleeding. No love for the real when the fake was leading. No love, no love, no love. We built this from the ground. Westside, Westside, Westside. We here now. You sat at the source of wars and looked at us like tourists. Like California rap was something you could just ignore. This is the moment that I knew beneath the forest. The smiles and handshakes, y'all were at your poorest in character. Because real recognizes real, and what you showed that night was everything you feel about the West beneath the manufactured deal of unity. The contempt you tried to conceal. Queensbridge, grimy, Bed-Stuy, do or die. I respect the struggle, never gonna lie, but the struggle doesn't give you rights to testify. Against the coast that built this song without your cosign. Why? Did we need your validation, your magazine covers, your radio DJs acting like discoverers of talent that was platinum? We were never runners up in our own story. East, y'all slept, no wonders.
No love for the East when the West was bleeding. Oh, no love for the real when the fake was leading.
No love,
no love, no love.
We built this from the ground.
Westside,
Westside,
Westside.
We here now, Let me be clear about something. This isn't hate. This is the record. The documented, undeniable record of an industry that looked west and saw threat instead of art. Saw street instead of genius. Saw California and thought, not real hip-hop. We built real hip-hop in the shadow of your approval. We don't need the approval anymore. That's what this is. Now the culture's bigger than the beef that built it. Every city got a story, every block is filled it with something real. I never said the East was finished, just said the West deserved the crown, not diminished. Versions of ourselves in your press and your narrative. The gangster without depth, the thug, the comparative. Lesser, we were never lesser, that's declarative. A fact, not a feeling. Check the comparative sales, the cultural reach, the influence spreading. From Compton out to Tokyo, the threading of West Coast DNA through everything, the wedding of G-Funk to the world. And y'all were dreading the moment when they couldn't ignore us anymore. When the magazine had to open up the door. When the awards had to count what we've been building for 15 years in the California sun and more. I don't need y'all to understand it. I just need the record to be straight. Westside was always here, will always be.
No love for the East when the West was bleeding.
No love,
no love for the real when the fake was leading.
No love,
no love, no love.
We built this from the ground.
Westside,
Westside,
Westside.
We here now.
No love,
but we survived it anyway.
No love,
but we thrived it anyway.
No love,
and we're still standing here today.
Westside, Westside.
We never went away. Five shots. And I'm still talking. That's the West Coast. That's always been the West Coast. We don't die from this. We make records from it. We never went away. Yeah, I heard. I also heard you needed a whole album to explain yourself. Let me keep this short. You know where hip-hop was born, and it wasn't Compton.
I don't be.
Yeah.
I don't be.
Yeah. I don't raise my voice, never been my style. I let the record speak, been doing that a while. You came in loud, emotional, ran a whole mile of feelings on the track. I take it with a smile, because the loudest one in the room is usually scared. And every bar you drop was something that you aired from wounds that never healed. And yeah, I'm aware that pain is real, but pain don't make you right, so there. Let's talk about the facts since you brought up the history. The Bronx, 1973, that ain't mystery. DJ Kool Herc, 2 turntables, that's the history of everything you rap on East Coast, not West. You see, we built the foundation that your whole coast raps over. We handed you the blueprint before you handed over the wheel. We were global while y'all were discovering what we invented, and now you talk of recovering some stolen crown. What crown? We never gave it. We let you borrow culture. You confused that with you had it. You had it. You had it.
We don't need to scream. New York already knows. We don't need to bleed. We just watch flows.
East side, east side.
Where the story started from.
East side, east side, east side.
And it's never going on.
Yo, now Quad Studios, you wore those 5 shots like a medal. Like surviving made you righteous, put the story on the table. We never pulled a trigger, that's a documented fable. You wrote yourself, convenient, very capable of making you the martyr, the cinematic hero of a war you escalated, starting from ground zero. Of paranoia, every friend became your Nero, burning Rome around you. That's not beef, that's ego. And while you're counting shots, let me count the catalog. Bad boy built the empire, nothing analog. About the way we moved, every epilogue of your career was built reacting to our monologue. You called it quiet when you bled on the elevator. We called it business, never been a spectator. Sport, New York was building, label the creator, the global. While you signed your soul to a dictator. In the bins with a handshake and the prison clause. You took the deal, we took the culture. Different laws apply to different coasts. And everybody saw what death row really was beneath the Santa Claus.
We don't need to scream, New York already knows. We don't need to bleed, we just watch the water flow.
East side, east side.
Where the story started from.
East side, east side, east side.
And it's never going down.
I wanna be clear about one thing. I knew you before the beef, before the albums, before the shots. You were talented, genuinely. But talent doesn't make the history yours. You rapped on our foundation, sold it back to LA, called it West Coast. The concrete was always New York. The blueprint was always New York. Everything else is a franchise. You said the East gave you no love, let me correct that. We gave you hip-hop, that's the ultimate respect act. You built the coast on what we gave and now you deflect back like somehow we owe more. Check the architect, we don't owe more. We gave the genre, gave the culture, gave the template, watched the spread, became the vulture of our own creation when the industry was structured around whatever sold in West Coast. You got lucky with the time and economic. Early 90s rage needed an outlet. Gangsta rap became the stage we gave you. Bronx to Compton turned the page of history, but page 1 East Coast, read the age. So keep your 5 shot, keep your California sorrow, keep the sun and keep the beaches in tomorrow. When you wake up and you need a bar to borrow, check the East Coast catalog, we'll still be there. We follow, no one, we lead.
We don't need to scream, New York already knows. We don't need to bleed, we just watch the water flow.
Yeah.
East side, east side.
Where the story started from.
East side,
And it's never going on.
east side.
And it's never going on.
We don't need the crown, we built the throne it sits on.
We don't need the smoke,
We don't need the smoke.
we own the room it drifts in.
Yeah.
East side, east side.
From the Bronx, the Bed-Stuy,
East side.
New York.
Till we die. 5 shots, you're still talking.
That's impressive.
But we invented the language.
You're talking in.
Remember that. Next time you open your mouth.
And it was in Compton, 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 Compton.
Yo, I spent years building walls between us, brick by brick, bar by bar. And I spent years doing the same thing. You know what walls do after long enough? They just stand there. They just stand there. Stand there. Stand there. They just stand there. Stand there. They just stand there. Yeah. I used to wake up with the West Coast on my chest, like armor, like a flag I wore to every test of loyalty. I repped it hard, no rest, from proving something to a game that couldn't care less about the individual, only the division, the coast, the color, the label. precision. Marketing dressed up as culture. My decision to ride for mine was real, but the collision it caused, that part I carry different now. The quiet, the shocks, the aftermath. Somehow I turned the pain to product, showed them how to monetize my anger. I allowed that, and I was wrong, not in the riding for the West, but in the way I was providing ammunition to an industry dividing us for profit while our people were dying. Let me paint the picture slow, the way I do. Bedford-Stuyvesant, the avenue, the view from my block looking out. I never knew a rapper from the West personally. True, until the culture made us enemies by proxy. The label beef became a paradox. We were never really soldiers, more like Monopoly. Pieces moved by hands we couldn't see. I built my catalog on Bedford-Stuyvesant corners, not on California, but I'm a foreigner to no coast when the craft is what's the order of the day. We both paid every quarter of our lives to this. The sacrifices equal, the hunger identical. The people we came from, broken systems, feeble promises from governments. The sequel to every rapper story, East or West, it's just survival dressed in what we do best. I put the words together, you put yours to test. Different coasts, same story, same unrest. Same sky above Compton, same sky over Bed-Stuy. Same sky, same hunger in the morning, same questions asking why. We ever drew the line that let the culture start to bleed. Same sky, same crowd, same greed. That wasn't ours. Same system, same game, same industry that profited. We took the blame. Two coasts, one culture. Never should have been a war. Same sky. That's what we're here for. You know what hit me hardest looking back at everything? It wasn't the beef, it was the suffering of kids who picked a side, the buffering of a whole generation thundering into something that was never theirs to carry. The fans became the soldiers, that's the scary part. The part that keeps me more than wary of what we built. Some of it was necessary. Nah, none of the division was necessary. The art was the hunger, the visionary work we put in, but the adversary we made of each other, that was temporary and costly in ways that can't be counted. I hear you, and I'll say what I've not mounted. The courage for before when it amounted to the worst of it. Should've drowned in music, not in fire. I know that now. The culture needed both of us. And how we spent that time, I asked myself, allow me one regret, just one, that's my vow. One regret that we let them make us choose between two coasts, two sounds, and we both lose. Every time we took the bait, the bruise was real, but so was this. Same shoe, different road, same destination, same crowd, same everything that matters. Fore and aft, the culture is the ship, we build the mast. Together, east and west, first and last. Same sky above Compton, same sky over Bed-Stuy. Same hunger in the morning, same questions asking why. We ever drew the line that let the culture stop to bleed. Same sky, same craft, same greed. There are things I said that I can't take back. Bars I wrote from a place that was more wound than wisdom. I own that. I own that. The West is mine. Always will be. But the culture belongs to everybody. Whoever needed it to survive. That's bigger than the coast. I never hated the West. I love what came out of Compton. The same way I love what came out of Bed-Stuy. It was the same thing. Wearing different clothes. And we almost destroyed it, arguing about the outfit. I rep the West till the day I'm gone, that's permanent. The palm trees and the concrete, that's determinant of who I am. But I'm no longer serving to a beef that made us less than what we were. We were giants, both of us, the kind that only come around so often in the grind of going aga, aga, aga.